Hey guys, welcome back to releasethecraftin. Priscilla here with another one of these little mini tutorials using the Globleland dies that they sent me for review. I'm showing you right now how this little specimen die cuts through this really thick handmade paper, just to show you how it works, because I already pre-cut a bunch of stuff, like all in one heavy night of die cutting to get ready for the project that I'm currently working on. This is just some like cardstock that I inked up with some spray inks and some distress inks, and I had already cut these out before, but I wanted to show you that the die works and it cuts out stuff really well, so there we go. And I'll save that little cutout for a different project, not this one. But right now, I thought I had this little idea to turn these little specimen slides into little tiny notebooks. So that's what we're doing. We're cutting out a bunch of little paper to size. I wrote the measurements down-ish, kind of, because there's sort of a little vague discrepancy in there. It's not a precise measurement, but it works out. Everything works out perfect. So the ish is a scientific unit of measurement from this point on. Right now I just have a bunch of scraps of paper left over from the journal that I'm assembling. So I'm going to use that to make these little notebooks up. I might go back and make some more of these little notebooks because they came out super cute. I really like them. But for this video, I only made 2 because I didn't want to be here for 7 hours making little tiny notebooks. Not that I wouldn't love doing that. I just didn't want to do that to you guys. So, basically what you're going to do is cut out your little specimen dies. I think this would work with like the regular specimen die too if you don't have this one with the little file tab. I really like the little file tab on this though. I think it's really cute. And then you're just going to get all your little paper ready and fold that up. I probably used a little bit too much of paper in this because they came out really little chunky notebooks. So you could probably get away with just using like 2 sheets of paper folded up in one of these little books if you're just going to pop it into a journal. But like as like a gift or like a little giveaway thing in Happy Mail, you could absolutely make these little chunky notebooks and it would work out perfectly fine. I'm still going to use these little chunky books in my book. I'm not really worried about it. It's going to be a big book anyways, so tis what it is. And then I'm just going to stamp on some of the leftover scraps of these just to have like a little background image, because this is what's gonna keep the window from being 100% see-through into the notebook. Now you don't have to do this step. You could have it see-through into the notebook, but I don't want that. I want it to be like its own thing. So I'm just sorting through my sticker collection for some little bugs that will fit in these little windows and look appropriate for the project. I'm working on a little goblin cottage thing, so they have to be kind of not super pretty bugs, and I mean it's hard for butterflies to achieve that, but you know, this works. It works out just fine. And then I'm just gonna eyeball, like cut out a little bit of acetate to make the window, so we have that slide effect still, so it still looks like a specimen slide. And after a little bit of fiddliness, a little bit of fussing around because I chose not to measure this, that's on me, we managed to get a window of adequate proportions for what we're looking for, although they're a little bit crooked. Don't worry, I fixed that. And I'm just going to go ahead and use this 2-way glue pen to get some glue down on those so that I can put it down onto the project once it dries clear. It's able to be repositioned and it works really well. And I'm just going to cut a little scrap, that little scrap down so that it fits into the window without going over the edges. I probably also could have measured this, but I didn't, because for the thing I'm working on, it's okay if it looks a little bit grungy and rough. It's totally fine. And then I realized after I finished recording this that it probably would be easier to just glue your backing to the window and then put your sticker in if your sticker is going to be of a size that fits into the window. If it's a little bit bigger, you'll have to stick it down first so that it fits in frame. But if your sticker is smaller, you could just stick it directly into the window. Granted, you couldn't do this with the acetate there already. I mean, you could, because it's a sticker. But that's if you don't want to use acetate. You could just stick it into the frame. But since we're using acetate, we're doing it this way. And it came out just fine. It works perfectly fine. So see? Cute. Now we have a little specimen in a window. It's back so you can journal on that part. And then we're just going to assemble our little books. I'm going to use my sewing machine to stitch these in because I don't feel like digging up a needle and thread, but a needle and thread would work perfectly fine. In fact, they'd probably be more than adequate because you'd be able to be a lot more precise than I was with my sewing machine. But I'm just assembling these little books, trimming off the excess because that's going to be like overhang, and I don't want it to be super overhangy because when you fold paper, it ends up building up. So you end up with a little bit of a gap in between. And then, yeah, I'm just going to take that to the machine, sew it down, and we're going to have these cute little notebooks. Oh, wait, I forgot. I rounded the edges of the paper so that it also looks like the rounded edges of the slides. That's an optional step. You can leave yours squared if you don't want to. You can even cut your paper down just a little bit so that it fits all the way inside, and then you wouldn't have to worry about rounding the edges. But I like the way the rounded edges looks. It makes it look all, like, intentional, like it came together that way. And not just like something we made. So, yeah, I mean, it still looks like something I made, of course. I'm doing a lot of these voiceovers, so they're going to be chaotic. Sorry about that in advance, guys. But then I have these little labels, and I wanted to decorate up the front a little bit. Not like a lot, because I don't need to take away from the cool, awesome slideness of it, but I wanted to do something. So I got some little brads out, and I'm just fastening those in. Unfortunately, the legs of these brads are a little bit longer than the window of the frame. So I just used my little bead, like, clippers, wire clippers, and clip off the little ends, and it works out just fine. If you cut them at an angle, then they'll definitely stay underneath the paper. And then I'm just going to make sure, I'm just going to eyeball cut, not properly measure anything, the little paper backings for these so that, you know, whoever gets this book can add in their little title for their little journal notebook. And here's where my camera decides to fight me for focus, so I really apologize for that, guys, because whatever happened the day that I filmed all these videos, my camera was just like, nah, I don't want to be in focus, and it was a constant struggle, and I don't realize it until almost the end. So, apologies, but I feel like you can still see what's happening, even though everything is out of focus. I'm just going to come back through with some of those Tim Holtz, like, remnant rubs. I think that's the set. I don't remember the name of the set. This might be the field guide, field story, field note, something. Who knows? They're just little Tim Holtz Ranger rub-ons. And I'm just going to add in some numbers, a little figure 1, figure 2 here, so that, you know, they continue to look more like specimens and dies. Not dies. Just specimens. And then I'm going to add the paper backing to our little, like, label things, and then come in with some leaf dies that I had cut into sticker paper that I had colored green, to add just a little bit of, like, nature-y bit to these little notebooks. And it comes out super cute. Just wait. Once we get past the 3 hours of rub-ons, we're gonna get there. Here we go. So here are the little sticker leaves, and then I'm gonna attach those down and then put the labels over top. And I think this came out really cute. Such a cute little touch. And eventually I'm going to realize that we're not in focus, I promise. Maybe on the second one? Hopefully. But I hope that you guys like this little project. You can try it out. The dies that I used are going to be linked down below, as well as the coupon code that Globleland gave me. I ripped my sticker. It's okay. It's going to get covered up by the label. I'm not worried about it. But yeah, you can find all the information for this stuff down below. It was really fun collaborating with Globleland again. It was really cool of them to send me some more stuff to try out, and I'm glad that I could share it with you guys. And then just, you know, hang into the channel and look out for some more, like, cool videos coming your way soon. I've got a lot of stuff coming up, so yeah. Oh, I forgot it. I went back and stamped the end pages so that, you know, they looked a little more grungy and fun. But look how cute that is. I love it. I appreciate your faces, guys. Catch you in the next one. Happy crafting. Bye.